No. I'm saying like just when I first had a beer.
Oh,
you know,
really?
I had a first like joint or
Yeah.
you know, anything, first pill, like ecstasy at a school dance, you know, and like from then it was on because I was constantly like in my head, you know, and I couldn't deal with anything that was going on in my life, you know, like there was some stuff going on at home, and I had to move in with my grandparents, and they were old and couldn't really take care of themselves, and I started using drugs and alcohol because I started feeling this like unbearable sense of loneliness, you know.
I'm going to touch another man's mic.
I'm still tripping out from earlier.
You still I can tell you're tripping out. And
How long was that going
before you stopped talking to yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good 30 seconds, bro.
Okay.
Yeah. How was it?
Did that freak you out?
Yeah. Crazy.
Because it's in your head.
Yeah.
You know?
Because like you can hear your own voice right now, right? When you talk. It's like the weirdest thing ever. I love it. Like what I was saying on that recorded thing that you just listened to, is I was doing another podcast, and I fucking really like, I'm comfortable right here. I can say whatever I want to say. I can, you know, the words just flow right out. But I sat down in this podcast, and the girl was like, she was like, "Hi, welcome to the Hopeaholics podcast. Today I have Chad from the Hopeaholics.
The Edge podcast. Welcome.
No, I was just, I didn't want to use.
Now they know.
I didn't want to use the real name.
Sorry, I didn't pick up on the hint. I'm usually better than that.
Yeah.
You
thought I fucked up.
I fucked up. I thought you did. And I came in for the correction. You see?
Coming in to clean it up.
Shit.
And like, I mean, I got super nervous all of a sudden. And they have like,
yeah, they were.
I mean, it's a nice studio. Nice. Like, you know, ours is nice.
Yeah.
But
theirs is just a different setup.
But it's a nice studio. Just the whole studio is really nice. I agree. I was really stoked to be on it.
Yeah.
But I can sit down right here and just talk. Like, ask me a question and I'll answer it.
Yeah, this is your home. I could imagine.
Yeah, like say something. Say like, tell me about your life or something. You know, like,
yeah, Theo.
How did it all start for you?
Yeah.
Ask me that.
Don't be nervous, Theo.
Say like,
don't be nervous. It's okay. No one's watching.
Okay, what gives your life meaning and purpose?
Meaning and purpose? Well, it starts at home. Meaning and purpose is at home for me. My wife and my kids, they're my whole reason for doing everything I do in life. Justin dying gave me a whole different purpose, which is this podcast. Man, I was bawling on that podcast though, dude. She like got me crying.
On which one? The one you just did?
Yeah.
Really?
I was crying. Damn. Like a baby.
That's going to be good.
Yeah.
Theo, just try to speak a little bit louder.
Okay.
Yeah, good. Okay.
And don't look so lost.
No, that's how he always.
No, I'm joking. I know that's his.
My face.
Did you ever do stand up?
Oh no.
No,
absolutely not.
Because you have a great sense of humor.
I know.
Everyone says that.
You should actually do stand up. You're actually a natural comedian.
Dry.
Thank you.
Yeah, naturally dry.
You know, it's the dark past. That usually adds to the comedic
Right.
personality.
It's true.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I can usually do that, but I just want to wrap up what I was saying about this podcast because, dude, I was fucking okay. I'm gonna be blatantly honest.
Yeah.
I sat down in that chair. The lights were on.
Yeah.
The camera was there, and I got fucking nervous.
Yeah.
And I started sweating. I had a little bit of a panic attack, just a mild one. It was mild.
Yeah, I was listening.
I calmed it down.
Yeah.
They were really cool and chill about it.
Yeah, they were.
Got me some water, turned on the air conditioner. And then, so she does the intro, right? And it's great. I seriously like this podcast, but my problem is that I got so nervous, and because I'm really, we don't do professional podcasts here. We do a unprofessional podcast.
Very, very, very unprofessional.
And
noted. Yeah.
And it wasn't even so much the host; it was the guy.
Yeah, right.
And her engineer.
Yeah,
it made me more nervous, and I don't know why.
Did your voice get shaky?
A tad bit in the beginning. I was stumbling over my words. I couldn't really come up with my story, my beginning days, which was fine. I was there to talk about the Hopeaholics, and I think at the end I did a really good job at talking about how you can persevere through tragedy, triumph through tragedy. But yeah, I at the beginning, I'm just grateful that at the end,
you hit a home run.
I hit a home run because I struck out the first 3 times up to bat.
Yeah.
Did
she keep coming back?
Huh?
Did she keep coming back to give you the chance?
Well, in the beginning, she was asking me a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Because I think she could see I was stumbling a little bit and a little bit nervous, which was great. Made it feel a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah.
And then I finally got rolling.
Yeah, no, I know. I was there, brother.
And then once I got rolling,
asking for Theo's,
And then once I got rolling, she would I was talking over her a couple times. She wanted to ask me something, and I just kept going.
Yeah.
I was I was. So anyway, I'm just grateful to be home on the Hopeaholics podcast, because this is where I'm extremely comfortable. But my point to this is that I will do anything, because the Hopeaholics is a movement, right? It's a movement to bring awareness to fentanyl, that it's killing our loved ones.
Right.
It's a movement to force change at the highest level. And it's not just about fentanyl. It's about addiction and mental health.
Yeah.
It's just that currently at this current moment, fentanyl is on the forefront. So we have to attack fentanyl first, right? So that's why we're doing this. And I'll do anything. I'll get up and sweat in front of 1 million people and stumble over my words in front of 1 million people, as long as I get to say something about fentanyl and what's going on and the loss of our loved ones. I don't care.
Yeah.
I can walk away feeling
satisfied.
Yeah,
I hear you, brother.
So anyways, on the Hopeaholics podcast today, we have Theo.
Hello.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Grateful to be here.
Theo, where are you from?
Oh, no.
Seriously, where are you from?
Seriously?
Yeah, where are you from?
Well, I'm going to be nice about this, but it's known as the armpit of California.
Nice.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, Fontana?
Bakersfield.
I knew you were going to say Bakersfield. I actually didn't know you were from Bakersfield, but that's the armpit, isn't it?
Yeah, if you look it up on Google, that's what it says. Yeah.
Really?
What's he doing over there?
Right.
Still acclimating?
No,
I can't say anything bad about my humble beginnings at Bakersfield.
Your and not, this isn't a political podcast in any way, shape, or form, but your congressman from Bakersfield is actually the Speaker of the House.
Right.
Did you know that?
Yeah.
Kevin McCarthy. Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
What side are you on?
Bakersfield, don't ask him that. Don't put him on blast. He's currently a case manager.
All right, fair enough.
He's got
I'll just try to keep it downhill.
Yeah, he's got to be able to, help everybody.
Yeah, for sure. Not just the right or the left.
Yeah,
both. He has a bipartisan job.
That's right. No, me and Chad, we talk about politics a lot. We do.
Behind closed doors.
Yeah.
That happens. Yeah.
Is it okay if I ask him how old he is?
Yeah, you can ask him
how old are
you
you
want.
33.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you're a social worker, or?
Heroin preserves the body.
Okay.
No, I am one of the case managers here at Hope by the Sea.
Nice. And you mentioned heroin. What is?
Yes, I am in recovery.
Okay.
Over 5 years.
Wow.
Sober. Clean and sober.
Clean and serene.
The real deal.
Yeah, the real deal. What do you do to stay sober?
Oh, yeah, that's a loaded question.
Yeah, it's always a loaded question.
No. I have my routine.
You do?
Of, I've learned over the years being a certified addiction treatment counselor that it's not a one size fits all. It's personalized.
Yeah.
You got to find out what works for you.
Right.
And for me, I
just ignore that guy.
Yeah.
It's hard. He's like doing shit while we're.
I know.
Is Shane looking funny on the camera today?
I just sometimes my voice it'll like it seems like it's like going like in and out or something.
Yeah, just put your mouth up. Yeah.
Because I got to speak louder
or just closer to the microphone.
Yeah.
It's hard hearing your own voice.
Oh, I know. That's what people don't know. Is that before they come on, you don't know that you put these headphones. Actually, you hear your voice in your ears
and how it actually sounds.
Yep.
Yeah.
No. I was actually excited for that reason too. So I could watch this after and count how many times I say like, right?
I do.
Wow.
I say
bro.
I say way less on this podcast because I hear my voice in my head. But when I'm speaking in public, I say a lot more. Man, I had somebody on that was saying like a lot, and then I started saying like a lot, and I noticed I was saying like a lot, and I was like
filler words.
Filler words.
Yeah, filler words.
It's better than saying like fuck, right? Is it? I don't know.
No, I like fuck.
You can say fuck on this podcast. Have you watched any of the podcasts?
Thank you. Yes, absolutely.
Good.
Yeah. I mean, mostly I don't know about I haven't seen the recent ones because I know you guys had some
celebrities
on here, some high profile people,
Yeah.
It's amazing because when we talked about just a second ago, we were talking about critiquing yourself, and you could either go positive or negative, and you went right away to negative.
Well, I wouldn't say negative, okay, because I'm in an internship right now at Cal State University, Fullerton, and it's I'm going to be applying for graduate school in a couple of months, and so it's kind of preparing you. And so I had to do a mock interview where, it films me and asks me all these questions, and then you have to do that. Mm-hmm. You had to count like all the filler words that you used.
Oh, really?
It's supposed to help you improve.
Oh, yes. Okay. So
this
that was
is
on your mind.
Yeah, this is like improving public speaking.
That's why I listen to the podcast, every single one. Well, that and the fact that I don't remember anything that was said after we leave. Nothing. We did a 2-hour podcast yesterday. And I don't even know what the guy talked about.
When I got home, my wife asked me who we talked to, and I couldn't remember. I had to look it up on schedule. I just got home, walked into her. Hey, how was your day? Great. Who'd you podcast? I don't remember. I had to look it up.
Seems suspicious.
Yeah, it was suspicious.
You got to have all that. You got to
be prepared when you get home.
Prepared, man. Come on.
God.
Good Lord,
I know. Just stumbling through life here, Theo. Stumbling through life. 3 children, 15 years into a marriage, and I'm still stumbling through life.
Really? Okay.
No.
Oh, no.
So Cal State Fullerton, huh?
Yeah.
Good for you.
So you're a
School.
certified drug and alcohol counselor currently.
Addiction treatment counselor.
Oh, so what's the difference?
Just a different credentialing board.
Is
you
it?
know?
Oh, which
Yeah.
credentialing board are you credentialed by?
Katie.
Katie.
Right.
Okay. And then the other one is what?
CCAP.
CCAP.
That's the drug and alcohol. Yeah.
So they call it, CCAP calls it a drug and alcohol counselor.
Yeah.
I just call them all that because like the terminology has changed so much since I've been in the business. Like this used to just be like a rehab or a
Yeah.
then the treatment center. Now, what the work that we do, the actual name for it is like, substance use disorder,
Right.
right? It used to be substance abuse disorder. Yeah, it did.
No, I know.
Oh,
it did. But no,
I was like, I mean, I could be wrong
because they're moving away from it because it's
because of the word abuse.
right. Yeah.
And, well,
It's negative connotation.
it's a fact though. Substance use means like he could just like use cocaine on the weekends, not really have a problem with it. And is it a disorder?
Oh, not that I have any side on that. It's just that's how it's going with
Pick a
clinical
fucking
terms.
side, Theo.
And, yeah.
Pick a fucking side.
You can't be on the fence, Theo.
You hear about it all the time. They're like in all the classes that I take.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
and
You're in the new
it's
stuff.
like,
Yeah, this
it's
new-
the-
This new,
No, he's in the
You know?
It's fine.
whatever.
He's in college right now.
I know. I can't imagine. With all the new shit going on and all the new terminologies and all the
very
don't step
different.
there, step here, don't
yeah.
do that, do this. I'm like, fuck this. No.
But nonetheless, it's education.
Yeah.
So,
And you know what? So what's your plan with your education?
oh well, graduate school
Yeah.
around the corner, right? And then, I want to be an LCSW.
Good. That's a good one.
That's cool.
What made you decide LCSW over, like a MFT or a
Well, they're all great,
LPCC?
and
They're all great. This guy is so politically correct. It's not even fucking funny, bro. Okay? He's going to slip up and we're going to step on it. He'll slip up. We're going to step on it. I'm
please
waiting.
catch me slipping.
Oh, we're going to catch you, Theo. Don't worry.
Thank you. No, okay.
They're all
this
great.
is my
That's
theory,
where you were.
right?
They're all great. But
Now okay, so whoever you talk to, right? They're gonna plug the one that they're doing.
Right.
They're gonna be like, oh no, this is why you should do this one, blah blah. And me, I'm pretty. I can be agreeable, and they all seem pretty great. And but what really attracted me about the licensed clinical social worker is that you can do a lot of different things. With
Right.
it. It's not like just therapy or just
you
social
sound-
work.
You sound just like Bailey right now. I just want you to know that. Was she in your ear?
Well, she definitely inspired me. Yeah, honestly, before I started doing supervision with Bailey, I did want to do LMFT, but
oh god, holy shoes! That's what.
I think it's a good choice. I think it's a good choice. And LCSW is the way to go.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Why do you say that?
You're less limited. I
Yeah.
think you have a broader range,
Huh.
broader spectrum. There's nothing wrong with any of the other ones. They're all great.
No, they are all great.
Bailey
Bailey would never lead him wrong.
No,
No,
she wouldn't.
she wouldn't. She's
and then
too nice.
I could, you could.
I just
work for the
can't see.
state or for the,
Yeah.
Yeah.
MFT, marriage and family therapist. That's what an MFT is.
Yeah.
A marriage and family therapist. Do you want to work with people that are married?
They're
well,
nice.
you
They're
know.
nice, but I would prefer. They're nice, and all people are nice.
No.
I'll watch this one for you, Theo.
Please do, Shane. This
I
is all
think
you.
they're all wonderful. All people are wonderful, and I love everybody. But I find it more enjoyable to go this direction.
I would love to work with all populations. So, so that's a yes for me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
And that's another life experience.
Yeah.
Okay, so drug and alcohol counseling or, addiction treatment counseling, that's something like, okay, I've been through that, so I feel like I have an understanding, deeper understanding of what the client or patient's going through, but then also other life experiences like getting married.
Yeah, you're getting married. I heard you got engaged. Is that true?
Really?
I did.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did she ask you or did you ask her?
She said yes.
Well, I'm just, you know what I mean?
How'd it go in yours, Shane? Was
Honestly, I was pushed. I waited to the last minute to get married. She was 6 months pregnant. I woke up after Turkey Day.
shotgun?
Yeah, shotgun. We were in Vegas, actually. Woke up on the 25th, day after Christmas, 26th. And I said, okay, let's do it. We ran to the little white chapel in Vegas. We got married.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I've been there, yeah.
Yeah.
You've been to the little white
No,
chapel?
yeah, it was my
Ex-wife?
thing.
Does your current
No,
girlfriend know
no,
about the ex-wife?
My mom.
Oh.
Was a child, yeah. But that's a great story.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
definitely heard Chad's as well. I've heard his story a couple times. It's a
Yeah.
good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just I literally, we went to El Adobe right here in San Juan. We were pulling in the parking lot of El Adobe, and I was like, hey, do you want to fly to Vegas tonight and go get married? And she looked at me like, are you crazy? I wasn't sure what she was going to say, and she was like, yeah, let's do it.
Nice.
So I was like, all right, let's do it. So we went into El Adobe. We had a nice, dinner date.
Yeah.
And then while we're in there doing the date, I was filling out the Las Vegas forms for
Yeah.
Clark County. Filled them all out. What's cool about Clark County is that they're open till midnight, and this was about like 6 o'clock at night. I also booked a flight out of Southwest to Vegas. We jumped on the plane, flew there. And when we landed, it was cool because there was like a limo just sitting out front. Like
Oh,
it
that's
was
nice.
all planned.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, hey, let's go.
Right to the chapel?
Smooth.
So they tried to take us to this, right to Clark County.
Oh, yeah.
The city hall.
Yeah.
And then from there, they tried to take us to this other chapel because they were part of like a, ring of like underground chapels.
Yeah.
And we pulled up, and there was cockroaches running out of the chapel. And I looked at Donna, and she's like, there's cockroaches. And I was like, and normally like I just let things go,
Yeah.
but she was like, I could tell she wasn't going to be
No.
happy getting married at this place. So I was like, no, not here. Take us to the little white chapel
Yeah.
where everybody gets married.
Yeah.
And then on the way there, I was like, can we have Elvis marry us? And she was like, absolutely not.
Elvis is dead.
And that was it. We got married.
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh, that's good.
Who was the witness? Just someone
The
there?
photographer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when are you guys getting married? Do you have a date?
Next year sometime. Yeah.
Has she thought about where?
Oh yeah. So we got the venue.
You got the venue?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That part is fun. So we did that, but then I had a real wedding. I was already married, and she wanted the whole traditional, like, you got to ask my dad for my hand. I was so nervous because he's a retired LAPD or LA County Sheriff.
Nice.
LASD.
LASD.
Yeah. And I was even nervous. Were you nervous when you proposed?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. I was at this rooftop restaurant in downtown LA.
Downtown LA.
Yeah. It's very nice. And I told the waitress, and I got everything set up and stuff. Waited till after everything was done, and then I tried to do the traditional. You get on one knee, and she was like, "What are you doing?"
Oh God!
When they ask when they ask what are you doing, doesn't that make you really nervous? Like they're about to say no.
Yeah.
I mean, but it was like, okay, I know she's been wanting this for years.
Yeah.
She's asking about it all the time. Like, so it's like I wasn't worried about that or anything.
You weren't? Okay.
But like I was having like this like control issue of like I'm gonna do it. You get on one knee and you say the words and you propose and it's this big spectacle and everybody starts clapping and and she was like, wait, no, like she was like, wait, like let's
Let's do it in the code room. Tell me in the code room how much you love me. Not in public.
She's happy, she's like in shock, like that still face, crying, tears running down her face, and she's like, wait, let's wait till we get out of here.
Really?
and I'm like,
totally squashed your whole thing, bro.
And so like for a split second, I'm like, okay, but I have to think about all the illusion of control, and, acceptance, and and all that stuff, and so we go out, and I know the waitress is just kind of like, oh man, that's a bummer, She's like, the whole wait staff's like looking at me with like sad faces and stuff.
they thought it was gonna be a no or something.
Yeah.
Well, it was kind of a no because you didn't say yes.
No. So we're leaving right there.
No.
Right?
He knew it was a yes.
Yeah,
no. We get to the elevator, and it's a sick ass building, in downtown LA. It's called Perch, and the elevators are super nice, and so I did it in the elevator. Yeah.
Nice.
And she said yes, and it was best day ever.
That's a good time. Good for you.
You need to call them and see if they have the footage of you doing it
In the elevator. Yeah.
But as I was saying, for that point, no, we got on this topic because it was going through these life experiences and then helping others, that have been through the same things.
Right. I think it'll be a valuable asset to you though, because the majority of therapists or LCSWs have never had not had an addiction problem or a substance use disorder problem.
Exactly. Yeah, you don't meet very many therapists.
Right. Not a lot.
That are in recovery.
And I think that adds an extra layer of, and not to say that therapy is therapy, but at the end of the day, if you don't truly know how we feel, it's a little bit different. Like, I mean, my therapist that I went through that really helped me through all of my stuff, he never had a substance abuse problem, and he was the one that got me through the darkest stuff that happened in my life. So I'm super grateful for that. And I didn't need him to know how I felt. Like, he's never even been through any molest issues or anything like that in his life. Or at least, I mean, maybe he had. He just, it's not a therapist's job to be like, me too.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Right. They say the best therapist you know nothing about.
I know nothing about this guy. He told me a couple of funny stories and stuff about his college days and stuff like that, but nothing. He was an older guy, and I'm an older guy, so he was an older guy.
Yeah.
I just stopped seeing him a year ago.
I had a guy too.
I finally had a guy because for many years I believe I picked women therapists out of the fact that I hated men so much, and I didn't want to open up to men, and finally God forced a man therapist on me, and he ended up being the guy. So it ended up working out. This isn't a podcast about me, though. Let's talk about...
No, that was good, and that's a great message, too, because you hear that all the time. It's like, you might have issues with men, so you want a women therapist, but it is so beneficial to have that.
You have to be able to, have to be able to work through... See, I was afraid to tell a man what happened to me.
Exactly, yeah.
I was never afraid to tell a woman what happened to. I mean, I didn't tell anybody for 34 years, but 32 to 34 years. I just want to give it a broad range because when you do podcasts like this all the time, you'll say shit. I might say 32 this time. I might say 34 next time.
Liar.
Fucking guy. He's lying.
He's lying.
Last time he said fucking 34.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, I'll be watching out for that.
Yeah,
people try to hold
You don't
Alright.
lie, do you, Theo?
What?
You don't lie, do you?
Me?
Yeah.
Never in my
Never.
life. No, are you kidding me?
Never.
So what was it like growing up in
Yeah.
old Bakersfield?
Oh, Bakersfield. You know what they say? That
Yeah, we do.
they
do.
say that they invented the toothbrush there
Really?
because if it was invented anywhere else, it would have been called the teeth brush. no.
Is that true?
They only have one tooth.
Yeah. Bakersfield. That's funny.
No, I'm kidding. Bakersfield's got a great community. Yeah, sure. There's a huge
Meth problem?
drug problem. I was there. I was homeless, living on the streets, a gutter junkie. you
Gutter
know.
junkie? Homeless?
Yeah, and had to. That's when I kind of realized experiencing all the barriers to services. You know, it was really hard to get help when you're addicted to drugs and on the streets. You know, especially when you don't have insurance.
Right.
So I faced all those barriers and was eventually able to get through it. You know,
Everybody should have an option to get treatment. That should be an option. Like, we spend so much money in America. Like, everybody should have a choice to get treatment. Insurance or no insurance.
right?
Yeah, but it's tough. You just don't attract the right therapists to the free places, and there are a lot of overturn on it.
Well, I have solutions to those problems.
I figured you would.
Yeah. I'm not going to put them out on the podcast because
No.
you got to keep some things.
Yeah.
Close to the vest.
You do, because otherwise somebody else is going to go up and try to help make that decision. But first and foremost, the government needs to start talking to people like us that work in the treatment center, people like you that have been there and are successful now. I do have a question though, like, how did you, from being there, how did you get out of that? How did you pull yourself up out of the gutter?
Well, you know, it definitely happened over the span of, you know, many years, you know, so it's just little things. But at that point in my time, you know, like the rock bottom of living on the streets and, you know, under the bridge when it rained in Bakersfield, you know, next to the train tracks, just shooting up with whatever I could find on the ground, you know, there at that point in time, like, it was really my family. You know, my family, they, I was very fortunate to have my family, although they had cut me off and told me, hey, go to the homeless shelter, went to the homeless shelter, get kicked out the next day for using drugs because you can't use there, you know, and so I could never be there.
Right.
Family shows up eventually, you know, and they keep checking on me here and there. And I actually had an aunt that worked for a treatment center in Orange County. And she was able to give me a scholarship.
Oh, nice.
And so I did that. And I mean, after that, like, I moved to LA and started working in Venice and, you know, thought that I could just smoke weed and slowly started drinking and then using pills and then shooting up back again. And then I had saved up a couple, some money, you know, and was able to put myself back in treatment.
Oh, wow.
Kind of being forced by my dad, but in a good way, you know, and then did the 90 days, did all the suggestions, you know, the complete surrender that they talk about. I hated 12-step programs, but this time around, I was like, I'm doing everything. Got the sponsor, did the 12 steps, got commitments, all the meetings, 90-90, sober, did the 90 days in treatment model, a lot like this. That's why I love it at Hope by the Sea, because you get all levels of care. And you get that slow progression back into the world and then staying into a sober living until I had up to a year clean.
Oh, nice. That's what I think that everybody should do.
Yeah.
That right there is a plan that will set you up for success. You know, I had a couple nudges from judges that, forced me into that plan. It's a great plan.
Yeah, it was a great plan. It is.
1 year.
Magic.
Because if you think about drugs and alcohol, especially in excessive amounts like most of us use it, we're doing some serious damage to the brain, right? The frontal lobe obviously isn't working at all. We're living in the, back in the primitive part of our brain, and the only thing that is of value is getting more, right? There's no logic or reason. You can't be like, hey, Kai, you need to stop using. It's like, I can't. Like, I can't. I hear you. At that point. Right. It's like, you can tell somebody, I hear you. I want to stop using, but I cannot stop. Like, until people can actually realize that. But that's like, because part of our brain is shut off.
Yeah.
We talked about this before. You can look at Dr. Amen's studies, and you both just like backed up from each other. He backed up when you backed up.
I'm mirroring shit.
Don't freak me out, Theo.
No, I was listening to you.
No, the Dr. Amen's, there's proof, and the brain, it actually takes time to heal.
Yeah.
My sister, who is a neurotrauma ICU nurse, she talks about how with those patients, it's a year to 18 months before their brain is fully healed. It's the same thing with our brains. UCLA did a study on addicts' brains. It's like 18 months to 2 years before your brain is functioning at its highest level again. So it takes time. You can't just like do this, and that's one of my complaints about insurance companies. You have to deal with that stuff. Oh, let's give them 14 days RTC.
Yeah.
They're ready.
Yeah.
Ready for PHP.
Just cut them off.
It's
yeah. It's unfortunate.
I mean, it's another part of the Hopeaholics podcast. Congress could actually write policies that the insurance companies have to follow. You can. It's horrible to give somebody, a detox RTC over and over again. How about you give them long-term treatment, every time that they need it.
Yeah,
give them a chance to actually make it. The recidivism rate will go way down. Less people will die. Less people will have to go to the hospital. Yes, less people will be abusing the ER, because that's what addicts and alcoholics do. They abuse the ER. We're not the only ones that do, but you can bring that down. It seems like at the end of the day, it would save them money over the long term.
Yeah, it would, but you need family involved in there. A lot of family. Theo was fortunate enough, and it's a common theme we've noticed here. They're having family. There's a father involved or a mother involved, pushing him that extra mile.
Yeah, what do you think about that? Like you deal with patients. Some of their families are not healthy for their recovery. Do you see that? And then and so I know you see it. I'm asking you a question. I know the answer to, but do you see that? And when you do, how do you work with that individual to become successful in his own recovery and become independent instead of dependent?
Well, you do what you can. So it's like you help them, talk them through it, educate all the stuff, educate them on codependency. Like I've done many groups on codependency and guiding the client through all the education about it. But as for the family, it's kind of one thing that I had was like, yeah, my family, they helped me, they pushed me, made me go to treatment. But once I was in there, they didn't talk to me. They're like, hey, you're good. You figure, you know,
of course.
You go do it, and yeah, sure, they were there if I wanted to talk and stuff, but they weren't trying to tell me anything or whatever. They were just support from afar.
Right.
But if like you're talking about, like somebody is, codependent with somebody and their loved one is constantly trying to tell them to do things or really helping them lose focus of their treatment, then that's when it could have some negative effects.
Right.
Yeah. But you do what you can. You talk to the family member, and you're working with the patient, but it kind of is what it is a lot of the time.
Yeah, it is. It is what it is. I mean, I was talking about this earlier today, that the fact that sometimes those particular patients or clients or whatever you want to call them, it's time for them to to sever the umbilical cord anyways. We treat adults here, Shane, just so you know. No adolescents.
No adolescents. 18 and up.
18
All
and
right.
over.
News to me.
18 and over. In 18 you're an adult, right?
Technically.
It's really, you look at an 18-year-old nowadays and I'm like, that's an adult? Like that's an adult?
No, not at all. Yeah. For real.
Yeah.
Especially in treatment.
Right.
Right? The 18-year-olds who wind up here and they're with.
And they've been using for 4 years already?
Yeah.
Haven't learned how to function in society yet?
Yeah.
And they're not really ready. But you do need to teach them how to.
Plant seeds.
Plant seeds on how to become an independent, responsible, productive member of society. That's kind of like what the traditions talk about in the 12 steps, right?
That's where
we become self-supporting
Yes.
through our own contributions.
Yeah.
So do I need my family? Yeah, I need them. Do I have to have them?
Well,
I don't. But if I don't have them, I have to find another group of people that can become my family and will support me in becoming a successful human being.
Even getting to treatment, he mentioned his father right away.
Yeah.
I went because of my father. So you're right. Your father, he was still there. He was pivotal in your recovery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pushed you in the door.
Yeah.
I mean, thank God he was like the helicopter parents are not good either.
No.
The ones that are like, hey, Theo, how is Jane Doe doing today? I couldn't think of anything. I'm horrible with
And
that.
no, that was
But you know
a
what I'm
fake
saying?
name. That was good.
Yeah, Jane Doe is actually like a fake name.
Yeah.
But they're like, how's she doing today? Is she working her steps? Is she working on herself? Has she learned how to, I don't know, learned how to be nice to us yet? Has she, Theo?
I know, right? And you know me. I'm just like, oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
She's doing
Yeah,
great.
she's working hard.
Like, she's making growth.
Is that standard? Oh God.
Progress, not perfection.
I mean, that's a standard. That's a very good tool. That's a weapon right there against families, because like they may want their child to be perfect already. It's baby steps, man.
Yeah.
Baby steps. You gotta take baby steps before you can take a leap.
My parents never talked to me for the first 6 months. Oh, they pushed me in the door, but then that was it, bro, just like yours.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Shane, please tell us more. I had
I was
no idea.
I had a child. They didn't see my child till he was 6 months old. We met in Vegas. They weren't sure if I was going to be okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. So I'm really big on the parents or finding a family while you're in treatment.
Yeah.
Or even, outside of treatment. You need support.
Right. And it's like, even if you don't like have the family members in your life, it's like you can, through the different support meetings and programs, you can find a family in there. You can find a sponsorship family, or friends and groups, and build yourself a whole new family.
Yep. Then you can go to school.
Yeah.
Go back to school. You can find mentors.
Yeah.
Mentors are amazing. Because, besides recovery, who's going to push you to become the best version of yourself? Besides you. I mean, you should be your biggest pusher. Cheerleader.
That's what case managers are, professional pushers.
Yeah.
I thought that's what doctors were.
There you go.
I got a license.
That's
To
all when
sell,
you gotta cross the line.
I got a license to sell drugs.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Got to go to school for that long just
Yeah.
to like get a license
8
to
years.
sell fucking
Yeah,
drugs.
Right?
Right? Oh,
Shit.
no offense, Dr. K. I love you. You're not a drug pusher. Watch her podcast. She's
Yeah.
definitely not a drug
She's
pusher.
definitely not.
She's the real deal.
Yeah, she's good.
Yeah. Did you watch that one yet?
Not yet.
If I recommend any to your friends and family downstairs, your staff members, I'd watch Dr. K's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Really powerful.
Yeah.
Get to know her on a whole different level.
Always wanted to.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I've definitely got that on my SoundCloud.
Yeah.
Up next.
Spotify, buddy.
Yeah.
YouTube.
Spotify. There you go.
We're on YouTube and Spotify.
Shit. Come on, man. You got brothers or sisters?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 2 older sisters.
How were they?
They're great.
I knew it. I knew they're great.
No, I love my sisters. You know, my 2 older sisters. I'm the baby boy. One of my sisters moved to San Clemente just to be, closer to me.
Oh, really?
No, well, I mean, there's other reasons, but
That was nice.
but that was definitely one of the reasons.
That's
And,
cool.
Yeah, and then I've got another sister that is still in Bakersfield, and yeah,
So obviously you got a good relationship with these two.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so that's a good family unit, bro.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm sparing you guys of all the gory details of it. You know, it wasn't perfect. No way. You know, so many problems. But right now it's good. But I'm, like I said, over 5 years sober, so I've been working on myself.
For a long time now.
Yeah.
When did you decide to become a drug and alcohol, or my apologies, an addiction treatment specialist?
You're right. It's semantics.
Yeah.
But, well, actually, I guess we don't name treatment centers here, right?
Name whatever you want to name.
On the podcast.
Yeah.
I was working at True Vita.
True Vita?
Yeah.
Oh, I know the guy from True Vita.
Yeah.
I see him at the gym every day. I saw him this morning. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
His name, I'm not going to say his name, but he's a good dude.
Yeah.
I like him.
Yeah, I like them. Yeah.
Yeah. So what, you went through there, or you?
No.
Oh, you just worked there?
No, that's because I first started, as a behavioral health technician or support staff, whatever you want to call it. And I wanted to be a case manager because my case manager, when I was in treatment, was so helpful, inspired me, helped introduce me to the program of refuge recovery, which really helped me, that with meditation. And so when I started working in treatment, that was my goal. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a case manager. I wanted to work with people one-on-one and really help them figure out what works for them. And while I was at True Vita, the case manager supervisor, she, saw how I interacted with clients and wanted me to become a case manager. And the second that I did that, they were like, we want somebody that's educated. We want somebody that goes to the human services program at Saddleback.
Yeah.
So that's what I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the best program, I think.
Yeah.
It's
right.
not about, I went there for half of it.
Yeah.
I have half the credits for that. I just realized like halfway through it, I was like, oh man. See how you just, when you said that, like you had this fire inside of you when you were like, I want to help some people one-on-one. And I was like, and I got halfway through it and they were like, you got to do one-on-ones. I was like, one-on-one?
Shit, that's not for me.
I'm not doing that. I got to talk to somebody in crisis. Walk them through this. I'm going to panic. I always loved the And at the same time, just so you know, it wasn't really like that, but that's my joke. What happened with me is I was going to Saddleback. I was young in this industry. It was like the early 2000s, like 2001, 2000, before Hope by the Sea. And I was going to school, and I got put into the administration side because they fired people above me. And they were like, would you like this job? And I said, yeah. And then they fired somebody else, and they were like, would you like this job? And I was like, yeah. And it all happened to be administration, and I fucking loved it. I loved administration. I loved marketing. I loved advertising. I loved the whole business side of the treatment industry. And that's what I did. And that's why I decided to go that route versus where I was heading. I thought God wanted me to be a counselor, case manager, and work with people individually, but his plan was much bigger than what I thought.
Yeah.
You know, this was back 2001 and 2. Hope by the Sea was created on October 15th of 2002. We got our first patient on. We opened our doors on April 1st, April Fool's Day of 2003. And got our first patient on April 17th. Same year, 2003. I don't keep saying it because I'm going to say 23 or 13 or something, you know. But that's kind of how it starts. It was so funny because that first patient took 17 days. And I was online doing internet advertising, and I was, you know, watching it, and I only had like a certain amount of budget, and I was like, if we don't hit bingo, you know, if we don't hit by the time this money's gone, it's not gonna work.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had like $5 left in the account. No, I'm just playing.
I'm
just playing. That wasn't that bad.
Wait, but what happened?
We got our first client.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And
Bro, it's 22 years later. This is what happened. Here we are, bro.
Yeah, right.
Right?
what happened?
Worked out.
Here we are.
What happened?
Get excited. Theo, get excited.
What happened? Hey, what happened?
Yeah. What are you guys doing now?
Yeah.
And he was serious.
That's a great question. I hit fucking bingo. That's what happened.
Yeah.
I mean, I swear to God, though, like internet marketing and advertising back when it was brand new, because when I started doing that, everybody was still advertising in the phone books, and we were too. I just wasn't doing it. I didn't have a lot of money to, like, you know, pay AT&T to put an ad in the phone book.
Yeah.
This is so weird because you can hear all that.
I can hear everything.
Nice.
Like, who did that? Was
I
the
did.
camera on him when he did that?
Fuck no. I gotta go for a noseoplast. It's when they put a plastic balloon in your nose and they separate your.
What about a
So it doesn't
rhinoplasty?
Whistle? Yeah.
Yeah, so it doesn't whistle.
Do you ever have that happen? Where like
Only when you're slow. Only when you're sleeping.
your nose starts whistling.
Only when you're sleeping.
I shouldn't have ate that cake. I don't know.
I know.
My stomach
It's sticking
hurts.
to your
I swear.
sides?
Tummy ache. Yeah.
God, that's terrible. Yeah,
I didn't have any.
I did.
You did?
I can't resist the icing. You know,
You had a piece?
I had a small piece.
Oh wow.
Yeah, scooped off the icing. Not good. And my cholesterol's a little high. I'm trying to watch what I eat.
I just didn't because like
Well, it's because you're leaving for Italy soon. You want to look good in your Speedo.
What? Seriously?
Yeah, he's got a Speedo, bro.
I don't have a
Yeah, he does.
No, about the Italy part, not about that.
yeah.
I knew you were trying to picture there for a second. Theo, stop it.
All right, stop.
Stop. Jesus, Theo.
You know, and I'm just gonna say this.
Say it.
When you're 49 years old,
Yeah.
I don't think any 49
Should
year
be
old
wearing a
really
Speedo.
looks, you know, like fabulous in a, you know, I look good for a 49-year-old, but not in a Speedo.
No.
I never look good in a Speedo.
No one
I
does.
never wore a I
No.
did wear a Speedo.
I did too.
Like in,
I did.
I played water polo.
Yeah.
No,
Did
I
you?
didn't. No,
No.
just
It's a tough sport.
I wore, so my I used to go to Bass Lake when I was young, and like Bruce and his boys wore Speedos, and so I put one on. I was chubby Chad though, man. It didn't look that good. Chubby Chad in the Speedo,
No.
right?
What would you say to Chubby Chad right now?
Like, don't wear a Speedo. That's what I'm. That's what.
Don't wear a Speedo. I was waiting for him to say it.
Yeah.
There'll be a time and a place for the Speedo, Chad.
See Shane in Canada, right?
Yeah.
They all wear Speedos
All
there,
of us.
right?
Yeah, ice diving and Speedos. That's it. You know? One size fits all.
Oh, that's rude.
I was thinking, so I'm having a lot of like, problems at 49 years old, like as far as like just inflammation in the joints and stuff like that.
What joint?
They got this ice bath place in Dana Point.
Did you do it?
No, I want to.
I'll go with you.
I'm not filming. Just want to throw that out there, right?
Yeah, we are.
No, we're not.
We are.
Oh, you guys got to.
Of course we are.
You gotta do
Yeah,
that.
even if it's my camera, we're going together.
I told my wife about
Get
it this
Wim
morning.
Hof there. Yeah.
I told my wife about it this morning.
Yeah.
I said Shane wants to go with me. Shane wants to film.
Yeah.
And she goes, what shirt are you gonna wear? That's what she said.
I like that question. What shirt would you wear? Wouldn't you go shirtless?
No shirt. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not going shirtless.
I'd have to force you to go shirtless.
I'm not going shirtless.
You don't wear a shirt.
How about a crop top?
in the pool.
How about a crop top?
What Chubby Chad would do.
Right? I was going to go crop top. I'll bring a crop top then. Hey?
Chubby Chad actually did do that. It's not even a lie.
Yeah.
Chubby Chad. And you know what sucks? Nowadays they have like swim shirts.
Yeah.
Right?
Little tight though.
They have swim shirts. I could have worn a swim shirt.
Yeah,
but
back
back
in the
then
day.
I had to wear a nice heavy cotton shirt.
Yeah, right?
And that
It
thing
just
would weigh you
stuck to your
down,
body.
yeah.
Yeah, you can't even swim in
Weighed
those.
you down. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
And you
really
were
it's really sad, man.
being weighed down would already kind of weighed down.
I mean, I think you're a little bit more buoyant when you're chubby. So I don't know, man. I'm just fucking around. I really was a chubby kid, though.
Yeah.
And it was pretty rough. Shane like talks about people used to say I had a swimmer's body and that really affected me. Like, fuck you, dude. Like, seriously. Like,
It's true.
Put the cameras on me.
It's
Fuck
true.
you and your fucking
Swimmer's
swimmer's
body.
body. Oh, yeah, I was at this pool at this big hotel and the lady come up to me and she said, Shane, or young man, you really have a nice swimmer's
Yes, she
body.
did.
And he was like, oh.
How dare you?
I'm offended by that. Like, that's the lamest. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to, like, perceived, what do they call it? Perceived trauma.
Yeah.
That's
it.
a trauma that I would like to perceive.
Yes,
then.
that's it. It's crazy with the mind, to where the mind takes you.
Yeah.
That's just the insanity of it.
Right.
That I felt thin. And every time someone would compliment me on that, I went more into a shell.
Yeah, but did you go swimming with the shirt on after that?
I honestly never went swimming because of it. I wouldn't go.
You didn't take your shirt off?
No, wouldn't do it. Wouldn't do it. Wouldn't do it.
Interesting.
Yeah. Wouldn't do it.
So is it fair to say
Yeah.
that my trauma was way worse than yours?
I don't think so. Well, perhaps it was. Depends.
You're
on
gonna be going to grad school pretty soon.
Yeah. What would you say about this relationship here?
Whose trauma was worse?
Yeah.
Oh, come
Who's
on.
no? Here, I actually have a better question. I have a better question for you.
Right, definitely
What-
Chubby Chad.
What would you rather
No,
have?
you can't compare trauma.
What,
Okay.
what would you rather have happen to you? Would you rather have you're at the pool with your friends, and your friends are singing "Fatty Chatty 2x4" can't fit through the bathroom door, right?
Or Skinny Shane or Skinny Shane? Chad's going to eat you for lunch. Stay away from him.
Or you're at the same swimming pool with your friends. They're marveling over you, and
Marveling.
and a hot.
She's hot now.
A hot 35-year-old lady walks up to you when you're 18 and says,
15.
"Hey, 15,"
15.
Oh,
and
no.
says, "You really have a nice swimmer's body."
Yeah. Just throws you.
Which
Just throws
one,
you.
Which
okay?
one would you
really
rather?
throws you.
Which one would you rather have happen to you?
Yeah, definitely
Please.
the latter.
Well,
yeah.
when he puts it like that, and Chatty puts it like that.
No, I can relate to though. You know, I grew up.
Finn?
Well, no, I had a phase, when you go through puberty,
Yeah.
you get on, and I probably swam in the pool with the shirt on once or twice, and but I was already a deeply insecure kid,
Yeah.
just so insecure. And I feel like that's part of the reasons why drugs and alcohol,
Felt so good.
yeah.
Yeah.
It did for me, man.
cover.
It took that away.
Totally.
The first time I did it, I was like, I went on the Jenny Crank diet.
Yeah.
I dropped 40 lbs in 2 weeks.
We don't recommend this to do this at home.
No, we don't.
Okay, this is not a diet.
No, it's not funny.
recommended.
It's not funny, but I can joke about it because I've lived through it. It's my trauma. It's my trauma to joke about. I want that other, and I will tell you that I'm grateful for my trauma. I'm grateful that I went through that because it has made me the beast that I am today. It gave me that drive to not become that when I got clean. Cause then I went from being that to like super skinny. I was like 100 and I remember at like 18, I weighed like 123 pounds, cause I was doing meth every day.
Yeah.
So, that's, I don't hate on it.
Yeah.
And I think, and it's made me a better, stronger person. Did it make you a better, stronger person?
No, today it did. But I like.
But you have the same issues as I do now.
Yes.
It's not issues. I don't think of them as issues, but you're a beast in the gym because of that, maybe?
Yeah.
Because you don't want to be perceived as skinny.
Yeah. Exactly.
How do you get through your insecurities?
Yeah. Well, really recovery it's my secret to life.
Right.
Practicing the principles and working your own program and everything and taking care of yourself, taking care of your body, It is hard though, because when I was on drugs, I became extremely, sucked up, skinny. It was like that for 10 years or whatever. And you see all the veins, and then when you get in recovery, they say you put down the spoon and pick up the fork. You're getting healthy and you're eating and you're for the first time in your life, and it's like I feel like I immediately I wasn't all sucked up, and then it's like, oh, you think that
You think you don't
you're
look
fat
as,
or you're getting and it's but self-image work is definitely part of my daily routine for sure.
Yeah.
I know I've heard you guys talk about it before, the
we
mirror
have.
work,
Yeah, we
right?
have. Yeah.
I don't know if yours was a joke or not, but
No, it's serious. I do that.
you did.
Yeah.
What do you
Crazy.
say?
You're crazy. Just leave the house. You're still crazy. My standard line to myself, you're still fucking nuts.
Okay. I tell myself I love me.
Oh, really?
I love
I'm not
you
there yet.
and,
Not there yet.
I think of it, you guys ever play The Sims? Right?
Yeah.
Did you guys used to play The Sims
Yeah.
in the 90s or something, where you control the people and
I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So they'd when you'd buy a mirror, they'd have charisma points,
Yeah.
So you'd go and talk in the mirror and
Get
get more charisma points. I always think about that,
Ah.
but with self-love,
Yeah, it's important.
Yeah, I don't let the guy lie to me in the mirror anymore. I mean, he does sometimes. Sometimes he gets the best of me still, but not often. Because I don't care. I've worked through my shit enough that I know that the guy that I am on the inside far outweighs my perception of a perfect body. I know this about myself now.
Yeah.
And that was always my goal, right? My goal was to have a perfect body. I've never obtained that, which is fine. Why is my phone ringing?
It's working towards the goals anyways. It's not so much the end result ever. Just
It's
that
never
song
the
Deep
end
Purple.
result.
It's
If
the
I, you
thrill
know,
of
if
the
I had,
chase, right?
I wonder if I ever got the perfect body, if I would just be like, you know what, fuck it, I'm done. I made it.
kind of like that guy we had here the other day. When he made it, he was ready to retire. He knew when to call it quits.
Yeah.
Yeah. Went out on top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not gonna last forever.
What's not going to last forever?
That
Perfect
body.
body.
You got to accept that. You
Yeah, you gotta accept your body.
got to accept yourself.
Aging.
All
and-
stages of
Aging?
life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm aging. I know. I'm already accepting it, buddy. It's rough.
That's forced acceptance, though. That's forced acceptance. He only accepts it when he gets injured. He accepts it through injury. What's that called?
Forced acceptance.
Forced acceptance. Yeah, exactly.
It's still good. Yeah.
I do need to. I actually do have been, and I do this every time I get injured. So that's the problem with it, right? I get injured, and then I'm like, okay, you are aging a bit. How about you change up your workouts so that you can be in the gym more consistently?
Yes.
Versus, like, I just had to take like 10 days off because of an injury, and then of course, yesterday I'm leaving the house to come to work, and my driveway was wet, and I went sliding across the driveway, and then I caught, and then yeah. I had to call my wife and complain about it, and just be like, the little baby that I am.
Yeah. Did she comfort you?
Yeah, she does.
Good.
She's like, "Are you okay, babe?" She's like, that was her first question.
sweetie.
Her first question was, "Are you okay?" And then her second question was, "Oh, damn it, the cameras weren't on."
She wanted to go back and
Yeah,
look.
we got
That's fun.
we got a good one. I was sliding across. I was in work clothes
Yeah.
with the tie on. I was sliding across the driveway, and then all of a sudden it catches. Right, you're in the slippery spot, and then it catches, and then it just wham. So, anyways, that's kind of boring that we're talking about that. What else is happening? How'd you get addicted to drugs? Like, how old were you?
Oh, yikes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, at a young age, start associating fun with drugs and alcohol.
Mm.
Like all my friends were doing, and it hit me. I just the second I started doing it, I was like, "This is it. This is my whole personality. This is everything that my life has been leading up to."
Like your drug of choice?
Um,
How long did it take you before you got to that?
Well, no. I'm saying like just when I first had a beer.
Oh,
really?
really?
I had a first like joint or
Yeah.
anything. First pill, like ecstasy at a school dance. And like from then it was on because I was constantly like in my head, and I couldn't deal with anything that was going on in my life, like there was some stuff going on at home, and I had to move in with my grandparents, and they were old and couldn't really take care of themselves, and I started using drugs and alcohol because I started feeling this like unbearable sense of loneliness, loneliness even when I'm with friends, loneliness when I'm with a girlfriend, have a nice car, have a job, just this like unbearable loneliness. And I was constantly trying to get away from it and just riddled with insecurity, just so much, constantly trying to numb myself, getting away from that. And even like socially, so much social anxiety. I couldn't be around anybody or do anything without like being on something. And I used to in high school, I'd be high at school, but then before like PE, like I'd go next door or at my grandparents' house, and I'd shotgun a couple of beers just so I could go back and be okay for PE, which was like social,
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's and then I took it too far. None of my friends were doing heroin.
Right.
Yeah, but it just was never enough. And until you get to the the hard stuff that makes you overdose, and then you just want to do that. Yeah,
it's crazy.
What's the hard stuff?
No, it's all hard stuff.
It's all hard stuff.
Bad.
It's all bad.
Heroin.
It's all terrible.
It's all bad.
Heroin.
Yeah.
You never saw fentanyl?
You know, like I was shooting up black tar heroin, and that's all it was around. Sometimes you get China White or whatever, and but the only fentanyl I'd ever see was those fentanyl patches, which were bunk. You know, they were just
too slow.
Yeah, they were
too
just,
slow.
You know,
Too slow and clog you up.
He said bunk.
Yeah.
They were like pointless, you know,
Yeah.
or like the fentanyl suckers or whatever.
Oh, yeah, they used to have lollipops, huh?
Yeah,
That was all prescription grade stuff, though.
Yeah.
But
Now it's illicit fentanyl coming out from the, it's on the street. It's coming from China into Mexico and then across our border.
yeah, it is crazy because I think about it. Like the first couple times I went to treatment, like I immediately would shoot up some heroin and overdose just from like anything, from cottons, the most minuscule amount, and I'd be waking up in the hospital, them telling me, that I almost died. Like, and now they say, I know there probably was some fentanyl, like in the heroin that I was doing, but it wasn't really like known,
Right.
And so now it's all fentanyl, and the craziest part about it is you can die from smoking it, which was never an issue with black tar heroin,
right?
Like unheard of,
right?
But, yeah,
it's crazy. I mean, it's literally crazy out there. I mean, I just it's so sad what's going on out there in the just in the world, America, with this fentanyl crisis. Like we see it bad, but it's way worse than like people know, and it's climbing. 120,000 people died last year, and those are the ones that they're able to count, right? What about the ones that they haven't been able to count?
Right. No matter who you are, you're gonna have somebody that love, and care about die from fentanyl.
Right.
Like that's what's going on right now.
Yep. Unless we do something about it and do something major and do something drastic. That's like part of this podcast, man. It's like we gotta all band together and join this. I like to call it the fuck fentanyl movement, just because it's I like that saying, just like fuck fentanyl.
It's powerful.
It's powerful.
Straight to the point. You know? Yeah.
Fuck fentanyl.
Yeah.
And that's the movement, and the fuck fentanyl movement.
Wait, what's the fuck fentanyl movement?
It's. I mean, I just I don't know what it is.
Oh, it's just in general.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. That's what I decided to call it. But the fentanyl awareness, and enforcing change at the highest level. They got to do something down. They've got to do something.
Yeah.
But we have to band together to be able to
Be a voice.
and make that happen.
Right? Absolutely. That's why it's so amazing that you guys are doing this.
That's why we're constantly, putting out content, just to keep it fresh in everybody's mind. We don't, like I say this a lot nowadays. I'm saying it because I'm getting a lot more comfortable just sitting here and doing a podcast every day. But we don't expect everybody to watch every single podcast. But we do expect everybody to share it with their friends and family, and tell their friends and family to share it with other people. Because the more we grow, the stronger we get.
I hear about it already all the time. I hear about it, like in the halls around here, at the houses, like somebody's like I listened to this podcast and they were telling my story, and I don't want to say like, oh yeah, I know them, I know those people, but it's like, it was pretty spectacular to start seeing that, and hearing
it's
about
going to be even
lately.
more spectacular. It was kind of spectacular. Shane was at his gym, and a guy came up to him and was like, hey, you're on the podcast with my friend's dad, or something, or what?
Yeah,
how did
exactly
it go?
how it happened.
That's how it happened.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it was my daughter Aurora's friend, or friend's boyfriend, or something. I don't know. Friend,
Baby daddy.
No, she doesn't have a child.
No, Friend's baby.
Oh, okay.
Friends, not your daughter. God. I know his daughter doesn't have a fucking kid.
I would hope you know that.
Fucking A, dude. Yeah, it was nice though.
Yeah.
Get the word out there, bro.
Oh yeah.
Shit's killing people.
Right.
You know, and the average user's not dying. It's the newcomer. You know,
It's the newcomer to the game, and they
Yeah.
might not even ever have become an addict. You know, I mean, it's killing addicts too. Don't get me wrong.
yeah, but they know. They're looking for it already. Most of them. I mean,
Yeah.
let's be honest. They
Well,
know it's out there.
Addicts know
It's in everything
that
already.
it's in everything. So they are willing to play that Russian roulette, but it does not make it okay.
No, I
like
agree.
I was
Yeah.
I was an addict, and if they were putting fentanyl in meth, I wouldn't have been able to stop using meth. I would have to have gotten addicted to fentanyl too. So, you know, but there are people in society who are like, you know, it's a choice. It's a choice to be an addict. It's not a choice. Like none of us signed up. I didn't sign up for that fucking game. That wasn't. There was no like box that somebody said, "Hey, you want to be a doctor? You want to be the president? You want to be a cop? You want to be a fireman? You want to be a nurse? Here's this one. It's called being an addict. How about that one? Because that one really sucked, and it was really fucking painful, and I couldn't stop no matter what.
Yeah, that's the great debate about it. You know, whether it's
A choice.
a choice or not. Yeah, no, yeah, seriously. But it's like me and you, we're on the same level. You know, that we know, like we didn't have a choice.
I was in 8th grade when somebody gave me a line of meth. They called it speed. I like to make that because it sounded so much better. Like, you know, it was, you want to try some speed, and I was like, fuck yeah, I want to try some speed. You know, because our biggest drug awareness thing was Nancy Reagan, and no offense to Nancy Reagan in any way, shape, or form, they were great, but she was an older lady who was, you know, going around to schools and saying, just say no. And we were like, what does this lady know? Has she ever smoked pot before? Shit's pretty bomb. You know, I'd already been smoking pot. And then somebody gave me a line of speed, and I was just like, wow. It was a life-changing drug for me. I was like, what? Nancy Reagan actually does not know what she's talking about. This stuff really helps.
Yeah, you were looking for peace, though.
It
Nancy
took
Reagan
away.
Didn't know you were
It took away all my problems. It
Yeah.
took away all my self-esteem issues. It made me able to study. It took away my laziness. It took away so many things. You know, and I was hooked from that day. From that day forward, I used every day for the next 10 years. Every single day of my life. From the summer, so it was like the summer after 8th grade. And I used every single day of my life for the next, until I was 22, almost 23 years old. That's how it was. So I don't know that I had a choice, you know.
You didn't want that.
I didn't want that. I mean, I don't regret it at this point in my life because I survived, and I get to live a life that most people don't. Better than your average, you know, everyday type gangster. No, you know, that's just saying from
true.
like one Ice-T song.
It's fucking true, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I get to live a really good life, and I'm happy, and I got to work on myself,
Yeah.
and I get to face my fears on a daily basis. I'm still afraid. I was telling all y'all out there, and at the beginning of this podcast, how like frightened I got all of a sudden. It just came. Like, I was driving down this podcast, it was fine as fuck, and then all of a sudden I was like, oh man, the studio's different than mine. I started getting all up in my head.
Yeah.
You know, I had a panic attack the day we did this one. Did it make you nervous at all to come sitting here for the first time?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You guys saw me out there. I was freaking out.
You weren't freaking out. Is that Theo freaking
Yeah,
out?
that was. Yeah. Yeah, he sits still when he freaks out.
Right?
Doesn't move.
Yeah. I can,
Plays possum.
It's the art of masking. Yeah.
Yeah. But you just face your fears, and no matter what, you just keep pushing through it. I mean, I even stumbled at the beginning of the podcast, and I feel like I didn't do a very good job at the beginning. Thank God it's going to be it's not going to be uncut and raw like ours, right? This one's easier to do uncut and raw because if you're not talking, he'll be talking. If he's not talking, I might be talking. And then we can go in and ask questions. But it's this type of podcast is really just it's just a discussion about life. Like Joe Rogan's podcast. Do you ever listen to his?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Like when he has some good guests on there. Elon Musk was on there.
I know. I was gonna ask if we could.
Can we get Elon Musk on this podcast? Huh? Do you have a vape?
Yeah, go ahead.
Really?
Sure.
Yeah.
Seriously?
I mean, you could.
Oh, it's funny, bro. I'm not good enough. True though, he's the king. I'm teasing you. I can't make this policy here. I was teasing, bro.
Make sure the camera's on him because it could potentially be a write up by his. I'm just kidding. This isn't Hope by the Sea. Don't worry about it. It's not. This isn't the Infinity Group. When you're in this room, you are literally in the Hopeaholics domain.
Yeah.
We are sponsored by
Sovereign
them.
country right here.
We're
sovereign.
We're sponsored by the Infinity Group, but that's it.
Part of the family.
Yeah.
Love this, by the way.
Yeah. Shane doesn't want to talk about it.
We'll talk
Why
about
not?
it.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
You want to talk about
Sure.
What's your favorite part about the
Well,
that?
just the fact that if I wanted to, I could shave and I could do both sides. Because I got the dark out going already. I just need to shave, get rid of you, and I'm right. Theo,
What do you think about that?
what do you think of that?
Well,
I'm just thinking for the future in case he fucks up.
Well, what could you put on there that would make it more you?
No, this is it.
That's it.
That's it? You couldn't, you got like a freckle somewhere or something?
No, pretty clean.
Your nose isn't that wide though.
It isn't.
See how mine is? Look at mine. Look at.
Yeah. You have good nostrils.
Can you do that?
Wiggle them? No.
It's called flaring your nostrils.
He's a flare.
No, it's crazy. You guys
Close
have
up.
the same exact
Yeah.
face.
Yeah.
No, we don't. Stop saying that.
I'm talking in real life.
Oh, in real life? No, we don't.
We do. Interchangeable almost. Interchangeable almost. You know?
So are you saying that my wife thinks you're handsome?
Fucking better.
Oh, shit.
We're gonna ask her when she comes down for the
God,
podcast.
I showed my picture to my sister-in-law and she said you were handsome. She said, oh, he's handsome.
She
I
did?
said, here's a picture of Chad. It's my podcast buddy. Oh, he's handsome.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
Wow,
Chad.
yeah. My brother was in the room,
Handsome
too. My
Chad.
brother was in the room. Handsome Chad now.
Yeah.
See?
I met
He's
your brother
handsome, Chad.
before.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
was
I
his
don't-
wife.
Yeah, I don't want her saying that to my face when he's in the room. No.
Why not?
Your brother's a little psycho.
He is a little psycho.
I don't-
He's a normie.
if you're
too.
scared of
He's-
your brother, I'm scared
I
of your
am
brother.
scared of my brother. Yes.
I'm not scared of a lot of people. Like I'm not scared of you.
I'm not threatening.
Yeah, you're. Well, you can be.
You can be.
He can be. I've seen him pissed off before, and he's a big man. Yeah,
Only once.
only once.
Only once.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Theo, how are you?
Oh, a lot better now.
Feeling better?
Yeah, feeling good now.
Yeah.
Still a little tummy ache from the
Sorry.
cake earlier,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
that shit'll buff out. It's all right.
Little buff out for sure. What do you have to say? There's someone out there, they're struggling, maybe in San Bernardino or Bakersfield or wherever. They're hurting. They got no place to turn. What are you telling these guys?
Well, it's you never give up hope. You keep trying. You keep pushing. You if you want it bad enough, your life can turn around. And I know you guys hear this one a lot, but I know for a fact that if I could do it, anybody could do it.
Well, I believe that though. When people say that, I believe that because like, I mean, you said that you were a gutter junkie.
Yeah.
Like, if you can pull yourself up out of the gutter,
Yeah.
so can this person, so can that person, so can the guy sitting in detox right now. So can the you know, the person at RTC who's just starting.
Yeah.
You got to give them a glimmer of hope.
Yeah.
You know, I say that and laugh because like everything's named Hope, right? Hope by the Sea, the Hopeaholics. Howard Lodge is no longer called Howard Lodge; it's called Hope Lodge. Well, so you got Pillars and Serene. Pillars, the pillars of hope.
Pillars of hope, serene hope.
Hope and Serene.
It's just a great word.
You know, are we boring you, Shane? He seemed really bored right there. Like,
I got a 3 o'clock. I got to go.
all right, we can end
Okay,
it. It's
yeah,
3
we
o'clock
can-
right now.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's finish it off.
All right.
You guys,
Shane, we'll end it for you. It's okay.
one day I just want to do this
What happened?
and just walk away, and then come back the next day without saying anything.
And not answer my text when I'm like, where the fuck did you
I would
go?
never not answer your text.
You want to know why he wouldn't not answer? Because if he doesn't answer my text, that logo is going to be me with a beard
And it's going to be
without a beard.
Hopeaholic.
Yeah.
Takes the S off.
That's a good one. It'll be the Hopeaholic.
Yeah.
Oh, good stuff.
Right. Hey, I just want to thank you guys so much. Seriously.
Yeah, thanks for coming in. That was about an hour
Yeah.
or so. An hour 25.
Oh wow.
My wife told me we need to cut them down a bit.
I agree. I say we go in the hour. The second that gets close, we start winding it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She said what you should do is you know, I've been doing it the exact opposite. Oh, okay, you got to go, right?
Yeah. That's.
All right, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it tomorrow, all right?
Yeah.
Thanks, Chad.
That's the problem. Is like I can just keep going and talk about whatever.